Introducing Mr. Money. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Send your money instantly. Safety is guaranteed. It don't matter how far it is. It reaches safe and quickly. Pay your water bills immediately. And also pay for DSTV. Or top up airtime real quickly. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Hi, I am Mr. Money, and I bring you Airtel Money, the fastest, safest way to send money, pay bills, top up, and more. With Airtel Money, you can do more instantly.
Airtel Money. Simple, secure, instant.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury bus is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Your jungle.
Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Prime TV News. To present it, my name is Daniel Tongam. We take a look at what is making the headlines. Entire movement for multi-party democracy executive in Nangoma constituency defect to opposition UPND. Finance Minister Alexander Chikwanda warns PF members as power struggle deepens within PF. Grand coalition to intensify pressure for President Michael Sata to appear in public. And in foreign news, Ebola has killed 120 health workers. Join me for more stories after this. And now the news in detail. The entire movement for multi-party democracy executive in Nangoma constituency has defected to the opposition UPND. The executive, which was led by their constituency secretary Hishenya Goshen, says there is nothing to live for in the MMD, hence their defection to UPND. They have since pledged to strengthen the UPND in the constituency by creating more structures. And in receiving the defectors, a member of the National Coordinating Committee within the UPND, Gilbert Liswaniso, encouraged all party members not to be more concerned with political positions but securing party's growth. He said this is the only way of winning an election. We have more in this report.
Despite the ongoing by-elections in the country, political parties have not put aside their party mobilization programs. One such party is the UPND, which has gone into fully-fledged party mobilization campaigns across the country. On Monday, the party was in Nangoma constituency of Central Province to sell the party's manifesto. It was during this tour that the entire MMD executive in the constituency announced their defection from the party to join the UPND. The defectors were led by their constituency secretary, Hinyenda Goshen.
Gentlemen, we are going to work with you. You are national. Yes. Without any problem. Whatever would be needed to be done, we shall do it.
And in receiving the defectors, Gilbert Liswaniso, a member of the National Coordinating Committee, urged all party members not to be preoccupied with the positions, but strive to strengthen the party at all levels.
Tina problem pateka ise. Tilibiza tingo limbira na mipando, vantu wafuna wasevenzi, titiende mground mja mfield, tikambe na vantu, pa ubwino wa HH na UPND, tichebe bize pa mipando. So is as a pressure group, nchito ya tundani ni HH.
And his counterpart Samuel Ngwira called on the people to be ready for any election, whether presidential, parliamentary or local government.
Constituency yatu ise ni HH. So tia ni muminzi tenti kambe na bantu pali HH. So that ngafika 2016. But inaniona na 2016 isizafika tizangana na election. If imwe Zambians ine Mzambiani ndine wansoni maningi. Bushe ni chalo chinchemu na president abisa mabantu bake. President abisa mabantu bake. Nishi ona ni muntu akangi wense tichabe akambia tine na kangi wapati ambo bisamu. Imwe Zambians lero 10 tinyamuke tikambia tibasata mutitaila time.
Kalan Mchima reporting for Prime TV News in Nangoma constituency, Central Province.
Thank you so much, Mchima, for that report. Transporters engaged by Food Reserve Agency to ferry maize bought from farmers in various depots in Luwingu district of the Northern Province have not been paid their dues. Concerned transporters have complained that Food Reserve Agency owes them over 500,000 kwacha for transporting maize in the last marketing season. They say FRA owes a Moses Mumbi 19,000 kwacha, Chombwe General Dealers 182,000 and many others. The transporters say if government through FRA does not pay them their dues, it will be difficult for them to ferry maize in 2014 from various depots in the district. Finance Minister Alexander Chikwanda has warned some PF officials with selfish ambitions, scandalizing others with the view to take over PF presidency when there is no vacancy will only injure themselves in the process. Mr. Chikwanda says the cartel within PF should use transparency in getting to the top position, adding that despite their selfish ambitions, President Michael Sata is safe. The finance minister has, however, declined to name the PF leaders behind the cartel. Mr. Chikwanda was speaking during a media briefing in Lusaka. Tension and division through cartels at the highest level within the PF is coming out as some members are suspected to be positioning themselves for presidency.
People have ideas or ambitions which are legitimate, but so personally what I've said is just it's legitimate, it's permissible, it's admissible to have an ambition for higher office. My advice is just how we go about it. if you, Mr. Chura, want to become president of our country, go to the grassroots, get accepted by the grassroots, and eventually you might get to the top. But use decent means of getting to your objective. That's all. But the president is very safe because the president is very much liked by people, is loved by the people. They will injure themselves in the process. They cannot injure the president. They will just injure themselves.
Has indicated that value-added tax VAT rule number 18 affects all exporters and not only those in the mining sector, contrary to speculations by some sections of society. He says government is mandated to foster a conducive environment for investors, both foreign and local. Mr. Chikwanda was reacting to a letter he wrote to President Michael Sata that was leaked to the public, in which he sought approval to stimulate value-added tax general Administration Rule number 18. Mr. Chikwanda says the letter was marked secret as it was a government classified document and has since been declassified with the indulgence of President Sata in the view of it being leaked to the Post newspaper.
I wish to reiterate that VAT Rule 18 affects all exporters and not just only the mining sector. As will be seen from the letter, which has now been declassified, mining companies are not being insulated from their tax obligations. It is government's duty to ensure legality and propriety. It is also incumbent upon government to foster a conducive environment for investors, both local and foreign, by streamlining the enforcement of practices or any regulations which have the potential of creating a disenabling environment.
Government has warned with stern action against Chinese investors abrogating the Zambian labor laws. Speaking after a consultative workshop with over 50 Chinese companies in Lusaka, Labor Commissioner Cecilia Kamanga says government notes with sadness the continued abrogation of labor laws by Chinese firms operating in Zambia. We have more in the following report.
It is not a hidden secret that China has got the largest investment in Zambia. This investment has undoubtedly contributed to Zambia's economic growth. China has invested in almost all Zambia's sectors, including mining, infrastructure, transport, agriculture, among other important sectors. But one concern has been the manner in which Chinese companies have been responding to labor issues. Chinese companies have been accused of failing to respect labor laws of the land. This has prompted stakeholders such as the Chamber of Commerce, Change Agency Initiative, and government to call for a stakeholders meeting to harmonize these challenges. Labor Commissioner Cecilia Kamanga says it is the responsibility of every investor to adhere to the set laws of the land.
It's a one-day workshop aimed at sensitizing Chinese investors of our labor laws. In our speech, we stress the importance of the labor laws and the respect of the rights of workers at the workplace. And also, we also emphasize the need for our Chinese employers to recognize that trade unions, when they approach them to recruit their workers, they mean well in the sense that they want to have a stronger voice for the workers so that the workers can negotiate for a meaningful wage.
And a consultant from Change Agency Initiative also adds her voice to this growing labor matter.
Zambia at 50. We want to show that as Zambians we are able to actually add value to each other. And through the interactions with the Chinese companies in Zambia, we thought that because they've been having these issues on labor laws, we thought that that would be good if we can report a positive in that area and help our country in meeting these challenges in Zambia.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Association of Chinese Companies in Zambia, Zan Bonson, says the meeting is very cardinal in enhancing the cordial relations between Zambia and Chinese investors.
We are aiming to help all our Chinese investors to be aware better about the amendment of the labor law and how to implement the requirement from current labor law to their amendment in practice. So that means our Chinese business community will cooperate better and better following government appeal and try to strengthen their amendment and enhancing the localization management skills.
Indeed, every investor in the country should always strive to meet the set labor laws in the country to avoid antagonism. Kalan Chima reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
Thanks once again, Kalem Chima, for that report. We now go for our first break. Join us for more stories after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Money. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Send your money instantly. Safety is guaranteed. It don't matter how far it is. It reaches safe and quickly. Pay your water bills immediately. And also pay for DSTV. Or top up airtime real quickly. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Hi, I am Mr. Money, and I bring you Airtel Money, the fastest, safest way to send money, pay bills, top up, and more. With Airtel Money, you can do more instantly.
Airtel Money. Simple, secure, instant.
Girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Welcome back, and now other stories. The Grand Coalition has charged that the country has no direction following the absence of President Michael Sata. Coalition spokesperson McDonald Chipenzi says it is sad that the president has decided to go into hiding and has abandoned his flock, which is the Zambian people. Mr. Chipenzi says the coalition will now apply more pressure and force that the president should come out of hiding and face the Zambians. Mr. Chipenzi was speaking during a press briefing in Lusaka. He has reminded the PF government to be accountable to its promise in delivering a constitution within a recorded period of 90 days. Gwen Mwila brings us more in the following report.
Calls and demands for the release of the new draft constitution has been the talk for many months now. And today, the Grand Coalition announced that it will hold a General Assembly where it will put in more pressure on government to release the new constitution. In this effort, the coalition also hopes to add more pressure to ensure that the president appears in public and end months of speculations about his whereabouts and his health. Speaking during the media briefing, coalition spokesperson McDonald Chipenzi says the coalition wants to apply more efforts to ensure that Zambians know the truth on the president's absence from the public.
The Grand Coalition now wants to apply more political pressure to force the president come out of his hiding place and give the Zambian people their constitution. It is the first time in Zambia's 50 years of independence that an elected president, not even under Werensik, who was not even, perhaps not elected, decided to abandon the flock without any convincing reasons. We are saying that the president, if he wants, he can disappear after he has first given us the constitution. And therefore, he can go and rest wherever he wants to rest.
By intensifying these efforts to have President Sata appear in public, the coalition hopes to end months of long speculations. Gwen Wheeler reporting for Prime TV News, Lusaka.
Thank you so much, Gwen Wheeler, for that report. The World Bank has expressed happiness with Zesco Limited for having used its funding in projects effectively. World Bank Executive Director, Africa Group 1, Danny Kalialia, says it is encouraging to see development where funding from World Bank has gone. Dr. Kalialia adds that it is interesting to note that Zesco Limited has carried many projects that have helped improve the lives of people in communities. He was speaking in Lusaka during a tour of World Bank funded projects done by Zesco Limited. And visiting Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency MIGA, Michelle Wumsa, says the work done by Zesco Limited has helped change the lives of people in Zambia.
We're encouraged with what we have seen here, and we would encourage you, as I said, to continue with the good work here. I think success breeds success. So you can see from what is being said, the others would like to be part of that success story. When you are not succeeding, no one wants to associate with you because they fear that their name will be dragged down. So I think you are building a good name for yourselves, and we would like to continue to support.
Here we've heard from the beneficiaries themselves, what sort of pain that they used to go through in terms of using charcoal. Now that they have energy, I think they feel a little bit lighter. They feel that, look, there's a hope in life, because now their family budget, they can save a little bit for the children's education. And you can see the structure around here, it's taking a different form of shape.
Meanwhile, Zesco Limited Managing Director Cyprian Chitundu says the increase in power demand shows that the economy is growing. Mr. Chitundu says the funding of infrastructure has helped to improve power, thereby improving the lives of people in the country. He says the supply of power has also helped to lessen costs in running homes by many families. Mr. Chitundu was speaking during the tour of Zesco Limited substations in Osaka.
Electricity is clean, it's much cheaper. A lot of people don't even know that it is much cheaper, but we go on a sensitization, we do numbers, and we say, look, a bag of charcoal costs you 50,000 kwacha. You pay for electricity, maybe you spend 20, half that amount, and you can use it for more. Lighting, heat, cooking, charging your phones, which the things that you can do with charcoal. So, it's a very, very big benefit.
Health Minister Joseph Kasonde has charged that the ruling Patriotic Front is moving towards providing health services as promised in their manifesto in 2011. Dr. Kasonde says the government of Zambia is determined to improve the health sector and create employment among the youth. He was speaking when he officially signed the Memorandum of Understanding with a Chinese company, Kingsfar Company Limited, to construct a new medical park in Lusaka that will improve health services around the country. And a Chinese ambassador to Zambia, Yang Yoming, says the relationship between Zambia and China will continue to be positive at a diplomatic level.
Forward with the Patriotic Front government, because the Patriotic Front government made it clear from the beginning that we shall welcome the private sector as a partner in health development. And what we are witnessing today is a demonstration of our faith in the partnership between the private sector and the government in health development.
China and Zambia always enjoy excellent relationship. That is an excellent relationship that is based on traditional friendship. Zambia is the first country in the South African region that we have established diplomatic relations with. We supported Zambia in anti-colonial period as we receive support from our Zambian friends.
We now look at how the kwacha is trading on the market. Join me shortly. We take our second break, but join me shortly for more international interesting stories.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Welcome back, and now in foreign news. More than 120 health workers have died of Ebola across West Africa, the World Health Organization has indicated. In a statement on Monday, the WHO said more than 240 healthcare workers working in Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone had developed the disease, with more than 120 succumbing to the epidemic. The announcement came as Japan said it was ready to provide a Japanese-developed anti-influenza drug as a potential treatment to fight the rapidly expanding Ebola outbreak. Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshihide Suga told reporters on Monday that Tokyo could offer the tablet anytime at the request of the World Health Organization. And finally, South Sudan's warring leaders have signed a fresh ceasefire deal vowing to end more than 8 months of conflict, according to mediators who threatened sanctions should the agreement fail once again. East Africa's regional IGAD bloc, which mediated the talks between President Salva Kiir and his deputy, called on the leaders to forge a unity government within 45 days. Thousands of people have been killed and more than 1.8 million have fled civil war sparked by a power struggle. 3 previous ceasefire commitments have been broken down within hours. We have more in the following Al Jazeera reports.
US surveillance aircraft are flying over Syria to spy on Islamic State fighters. President Obama has given the go-ahead for unmanned drones and other aircraft to track fighters who control parts of Syria. US warplanes have recently attacked Islamic State fighters in neighbouring Iraq. The Syrian foreign minister welcomes international support but says all efforts must be coordinated by the Syrian government.
Syria is ready to cooperate and coordinate on regional and international levels to fight terrorism, to implement the resolution of the UN Security Council in the framework of respecting the sovereignty and the independence of Syria. Taking into consideration that the Syrian government is representing Syrian sovereignty, any effort to combat terrorism should be coordinated with the Syrian government.
The United States and NATO allies are condemning airstrikes by the United Arab Emirates and Egypt in Libya. They're being urged to stop interfering in Libyan affairs after anti-government militias were targeted. Another car bomb explosion has killed several people in Shia Muslim districts of Baghdad. On Monday, another series of car bombings killed dozens of people in Baghdad, as well as in two towns south of the capital. Now, the deadliest attack was by a suicide bomber who blew himself up amongst Shia worshippers as they were leaving the mosque. Fighting against Islamic State rebels continues across Iraq, as well as attempts to help civilians. The Iraqi army has evacuated women and children from the besieged northern town of Amali. The UN said action was needed to prevent a massacre by Islamic State fighters. The presidents of Russia and Ukraine are due to meet in Belarus. Petro Poroshenko is meeting Vladimir Putin after he dissolved Ukraine's parliament.
And now, as we end the news, we take a look at what made the headlines. Entire MMD executive in Nangoma constituency defect to opposition UPND. Finance Minister Alexander Chikwanda warns PF members as power struggle deepens within the PF. Grand coalition to intensify pressure for President Michael Sata to appear in public. And in foreign news, Ebola has killed 120 health workers. And this is the end of the news. But before I go, I leave you with a weather report. Bye-bye for now.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Money. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel money instantly. Send your money instantly. Safety is guaranteed. It don't matter how far it is. It reaches safe and quickly. Pay your water bills immediately. And also pay for DSTV. Or top up airtime real quickly. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel money instantly. Hi, I am Mr. Money, and I bring you Airtel Money, the fastest, safest way to send money, pay bills, top up, and more. With Airtel Money, you can do more instantly.
Airtel Money. Simple, secure, instant.